Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to this awesome little Mini Cooper that has a solid doorstep. So once again, if you haven't caught up, please go back and check out the rest of the videos on this car. We are getting very close now to getting it solid, get some paint on it, and then I'm really looking forward to giving this car a bit of detail. So I've said to James and Chris that obviously I'll do the welding and things like that. I think I've got a number plate lamp to paint on the boot. Yeah, but for me, I'm really looking forward to getting the old electric polisher out, giving her a really good detail, getting the interior back in, getting everything back where it should be. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all that. But we've got some patches to make in the floor or in a sill area if you like. So this is what I cut off the step that you're sitting on over there. So this is the right profile. So it would have sat that way on that side, flip it around, you've got the same profile. I want to try and just basically use it for the steel because I don't think we're going to need to go too in depth with it. I've picked out where the seatbelt anchor is, really not too bad. I can make a little plate for that, I'm really quite happy. Front, I'm going to put in a length of this steel here, drop it in, shouldn't be too bad. I reckon it's probably about 12 centimeters in length, and then make a little piece to go in the front corner. Other than that, we can then get the inner sill prepped, painted, seam sealed, and like I say, the sill's already prepped and ready to rock and roll. And let's get that spot weld out again and let's make this car solid. I'm really looking forward to getting these welds properly ground back, getting some filler on them, tidying everything up, getting some green back on it, getting all the John Cooper bits and bobs and all the gubbins and stuff back on this car, because yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I can then, you know, lockdown's still about, you know, it's not going to lift for a long while yet, and the car can sit all done, comfy, under a cover, and yeah, I just can't wait to see James and Chris's face when they get to finally enjoy this car again, because I think it's been off the road a few years now. So enough of me gabbing, let's make some repair patches up, and yeah, let's get going with it. Right, so a bit of time later, I've cut out everything I need. So I've made that one big chunk over there, and I've got a little repair on the seatbelt anchor there. And what I can do now I've revealed that is seam weld it from the back as well, so it should be stronger than ever. Obviously, before I put any metal there, it'll get cure rusted and painted, and yeah, I think we can actually retain pretty much most of this inner sill, so it'll look quite factory. There's two holes either side of this. These are pre-drilled holes. I'm not sure if it's been used for an earth point or something at some point, I don't know, but they don't look like they've been used for a while, so I'm going to weld them up. And the beauty of it is we still got those two square plugs, so they're really handy though for injecting wax. These little rubber grommets down there, that's what pops into them. Obviously we've lost that on the other side because we put the whole thing in, but we can obviously keep them that side. So using that, I'll start making a section up. Cardboard template or CAD design, here we go. Right, so I've gone away, I've made out a load of repair sections. So we've got a full, I managed to get it in one big hit. A little basically slightly floor repair, but mainly an inner seal repair out of that. Made a section up for the little seatbelt anchor there. I'm going to cure rust all that out and paint it all. Obviously we'd try and protect it best we can, but like I said, by putting this in, I can actually seam weld it from the back, so the seatbelt anchor will be not just sort of rust free and fixed, but it'll actually be seam welded to the car. So it's, number one, it's stronger, and number two, it's obviously a lot better. So we've made these up. I managed to do everything in 3 patches. So I've got this big one, the one for seatbelt anchor, and then I've got a small one that I'm working on here for the underside, basically where the box section is. So yeah, get everything cleaned back, get some paint in the seatbelt anchor, and we'll get welding. Be nice to get this solid again and get the seal on. Once these are all in, we can seam seal everything, we can paint the inner cavities. Like the other side we painted in just a satin black, and then lacquered it and stuff, so it's all shiny black inside. Obviously we're not going to see it, so I'll see what paint I've got on the shelf. It might end up being a different colour, but again, it's just to put a coverage of paint in there. So there was pretty much just primer from factory, and obviously this is, we want it to last. So get it all set up with a welder, get some paint in the cavity, and let's get welding. Right, so that's the inner sill repairs done. I've just gone over it with some Cure Rust or rust remover, same thing from Hammerite, just in a gel form. I've used it on the clubman before. It just takes a bit longer to work, but it does a really good job, and it leaves a good coating over the paint. Almost like yeah, it's just like a finish over it, which over the weld, sorry, and it protects it really well. So I'm going to use this up, and then I'll go back to the original stuff, which I just have that little bit more faith in. But plenty of this. The clubman's been completely used with this stuff, so really good. Leave that to do its thing, but while it's doing its thing, I've done a similar thing inside the sills. I'm going to paint the cavity of the sill, and let's get the sill on as well. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that is the welding done on this car. I'm going to remove the door card from this side as well and pull it out of the way. It does get a bit hot in there, and this being, you know, a John Cooper Mini, I don't want to damage the interior at all. So the car's covered in dust, but you know, I'm not damaging it, and obviously I've got to be very cautious of that with any car, but this car more so, because you just can't replace it. You know, trim bits and pieces on it you can't get, and it's obviously original from the John Cooper factory like that. So enough of me waffling. Let's see how the sill fits. That's already prepped and ready to go, and let's try and finish the welding on this car, and then we can get into the fun stuff, which is sanding, painting, getting some green back on it, and then we can start getting the interior back in and have some space again. So win-win situation. Right guys, that actually brings the end of the welding to the Cooper. Didn't film much towards the end, it was getting very late. This is actually the next day, and yeah, so I filmed doing all the spot welds, and I started to obviously do all the plug welds from underneath, and I stitch welded it as well. It's something I always do. And then you've just seen me then go through the car. I've seam sealed over all my welds. I've ground everything back to a good standard, but it really doesn't need to be perfect. It's going to get covered by the carpet, and I'd prefer to leave the strength there. So I'm pretty happy with actually how the welds are gone. The section of the inner seal that I put in has gone in really well. I'm really happy with it. It's all protected, all ready to go. What I will do is we've got one big Gravitex stone chip to go on it next. That'd be more than enough to do the seals and sort of blow in and feather it into the floors. So what I am going to do is probably put a bit of the stone chip over the repairs inside the car as well. It just gives it that bit of durability, because if you think about it, when you're in the car, you sat down, your feet are rubbing on the carpet all the time. As much as you think the carpet's not moving, you are putting pressure on it. It's something I've done in the sidewalk. I've stone chipped inside the boot on the sidewalk and things like that, and it's proven to be really, really durable. So the fact that these carpets will never need to come up again, hopefully, because the car's solid now, let's just get it, you know, really, really well protected and get the paint on there. And then what I will do is when I paint the seals and the door step in the nice top coat, I'll probably just feather them in as well, because then at least it's all green, it all matches. It's not got to be perfect looking, because, you know, at the end of the day, this car's used and it's solid now. So I'm really happy how it's gone. I'm happy that this car is now MOT-able. It is now structurally sound, and yeah, it's 20 odd years old and it's only just had its sills taken off it, so it's a win-win situation really. So I'll flip you in a minute and I'll just show you the repairs with the seam sealer and everything on. And yeah, with the next stage, in the next episode guys, we'll start prepping up the door steps, we'll start getting the stone chip on the side, and then we will get the racing green paint on it. So I'll leave you now with some shots at the end with all the seam sealer. But if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Got loads and loads of content coming soon, the sidewalk's coming very soon as well. And yeah, I'm really proud that I've managed to have the chance to work on this car. We're a long way off yet. We've got, like I said, paintwork and loads of detailing to do, but thank you for watching. Catch you in the next one. So you can see just where I've basically welded, seam sealed it all up, and the little repair there, and that is the car absolutely solid. Really happy. Job done. So I'm going to move on to the other side, start prepping up the step. Catch you in the next one guys.